We as a species will not survive if we don't solve this. Land to market helps tell consumers that the products they're purchasing that come from livestock, whether that be meat, dairy, wool, or leather, are actually coming from properties that are making the land better as a result of how they're being managed.
I think big business feedlots really just are not sustainable, and it's obvious to many people how that mentality has really destroyed our environment, has given us unhealthy food, and the small-scale grower can really bring that back if business is willing to support them.
Generally, you can say holistic plant grazing is what it takes to mimic nature.
There is this inherent mutualism between grasses and grazers that creates enduring returns if they're managed properly.
We want this program to unleash the innovation that's inherent in ranchers and farmers. So instead of having a practice-based system that says, here's what you're allowed to do, here's what you're not allowed to do, and then we assume good things happen, we want to measure those good things.
The land to market right now is the only outcome-based standard that the consumers can engage the marketplace with that will actually have metrics and data around landscape regeneration.
We look at a whole spectrum of land health. We look at soil organic matter and carbon and water infiltration rates, and we look at biodiversity in the soil. We look at biodiversity of the plants. We look at biodiversity of wildlife and wildlife populations.
We have a global network of hubs that are really rallying around operationalizing land to market in their regions and collecting ecological data on their land so that we can create an aggregated verified supplier roster.
Scaling this work is a local proposition, it's a regional proposition, and it's the sum of all these amazing flywheels that will bring about that global change.
When you look at the front of that pack and you see that land to market seal, you know that you are sequestering carbon in the ground, you are creating more biodiversity in the soil. It's better for you, better for the land.
The more we can drive demand, the more product we can sell that comes from meat that's raised regeneratively, the more farmers we can bring into this system, and then we can grow the system on the back end, the supply chain.
The next stage is in how do we educate the consumer and our retailers that are selling our products to A, be passionate about it, but B, understand the value that it brings. It's part of that long-term path of this just becoming the norm, not a special certification. One of the things about the Land to Market program and Savory Institute and EOV and the things that we're working on together and this collection of brands as well is we're doing that work and we're encouraging that level of transparency down to the land for consumers.
If we can adopt practices that are regenerative and holistic in nature, we can bring back more jobs. We can increase the production and the profit that are coming to the families that live in these communities, and we can revitalize all these landscapes.
The fact is, we're not consumers. We consume things, but that shouldn't define us. We're human beings. So as human beings, we have a set of values and they should inform our consumption.
Team Humanity needs to come together because this will take all of us if we're going to turn it around.